Welcome back to Cigar Time, your Tuesday night show all about cigars. And we have a very, very special guest with us tonight. Well, we'll get to him in just a moment. Well, that was a lot of excitement. Holy mackerel. Not every day we have a big mahaf with us.
That's true.
Other than me, of course. What are we smoking today, Tia?
Oh, we're smoking the ROMEO Cabinet Select Toro. It has a Cameroon wrapper, which is one of my favorite, and Rob's.
Yeah.
The binder's Nicaraguan, and the filler has 3 different types: Nicaraguan, Dominican, and Peruvian.
Very nice.
Now,
Oh, I forgot the size. Toro.
Thank you.
not Gordo, Toro.
Toro.
And I have been informed recently by messengers from the back porch at Funk and Wagnalls that we are still number 1
Number
in
1.
the world. We are edging out Norway week to week. We've gone ahead of them. I think we're going to stay ahead of them because the days are getting longer or shorter or something. I don't know what they do in Norway because I know it's cold there.
The problem with the Norway show is they smoke fish.
They smoke fish. I never thought of that.
Oh, God.
Well, I guess today Paul has something to ruminate about, and we'll let him electrify us with his just sparkling rendition of a glossary of terms. Oh, is that exciting?
That is exciting. Actually, you know, we get a lot of mail from you
cigars.
viewers asking about different cigar terms and what they mean, and we thought it might be fun to just touch on a few of them. I'm going to start with 2 that I've always had trouble with. That's head and foot. You hoof and mouth? No.
No, it's insert foot in mouth like
Yes.
you're doing now.
That I know how to do.
You're quite skilled at it.
A cigar has a head and it has a foot. The foot is the cut end of the cigar that you light.
No.
You make him think about it. No. Don't make Paul think.
Don't make Paul think.
40 years of knowledge gets erased in one
In
word.
one.
Don't make him think.
Look
The
at Scott
foot.
turning red.
The foot is the end of the cigar that you light. The head is the rounded or pointy part that you clip and that you put in your mouth. Or, as some people like to say, you put head in. No, never mind.
What?
Family show.
Family
cat.
show.
Kids watching this
Finish
show.
what you start out.
What I think we ought to do is bounce around and let each of you toss out a term that you know about that you think maybe people would want to hear about.
Well, we talked a lot about retrohaling. And I don't know if everybody knows exactly what that is. And quite simply, it's when you exhale the cigar smoke through your mouth. And why do we talk about that? It's because there are a lot more, you have a lot more taste buds in your nasal cavity or in your nose than in your mouth. And you can get quite more and different flavors by retrohaling, which is blowing smoke through your nose.
Very
Yeah.
sexy.
It's a
Yeah.
French.
It
It's
is.
a French inhale in reverse.
That is correct. For those of you who smoke cigarettes.
Tia?
A term? Kappa, the outer wrapper, which is the leaf.
You say that so well, too. Kappa.
Thank you, Kappa.
Rob?
I don't know. What term do you want me to have?
Chivetta.
Chivetta is a, Paul touched on this last week. Chivetta is a utensil that they cut the tobacco with when they're rolling cigars.
You know what I heard? Actually, when we were in Honduras, they told us this, that where they get that, if you take a look at the shape, it's the opening, when they make a saw, they
Right.
cut the handle out,
Yeah.
and that's the
That's
the
the
knockout,
shape, yeah,
and then they
the
sharpen it
knockout,
up.
yeah.
It's the exact same shape.
They sharpen up one side. It's a rounded blade. It fits really nicely in
your
their
hand,
hands,
yeah.
so they can sort of roll it through the tobacco as they
rock
cut it.
Yeah.
And at least in my experience, cigar makers treat their chivettas the way fine chefs treat
Oh,
their
yeah.
knives.
Oh, yeah.
You don't mess with
Very
a guy's
true.
chivetta no matter what.
And they are sharp.
Very sharp.
Holy cow.
Well,
Is it on me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a very, very simple term, and it's one that, you know, is always with me. I'm always thinking about it, and I don't really need a lot of definition and explanation. It's called profit. It's
one.
the profit on a cigar. Please
Good
buy
one.
them.
Oh my God.
My kids need shoes.
If you keep running sales like the ones we've been running, you
I
can
know,
forget all about
I
what
know.
profit means.
Yeah, the people have been coming in the stores complaining that our prices are too cheap. I say, well, you ain't seen nothing yet. We got more to go, a lot more to go. All right, well, I guess we'll come back to a glossary of terms. That
Another show.
one of our most exciting topics I ever could think of. I mean,
Yeah.
next to watching snow melt and grass grow.
People want to know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
People want to know what we're talking about. They're not all experts.
Oh, I thought by now we've educated them so well they were experts.
We got lists of terms people aren't familiar.
Oh, well, go ahead, run on.
No,
run
no,
on.
no. We can do it on another show.
We can do it,
Yeah,
or
We can do it later.
We got
Tim.
to get
let's
I'm
get
gonna
to our guest.
Let's get to our guest,
All right,
please.
they're all insisting we get to our guest. Well, our guest has been in the premium cigar business for a very long time. How many years is it now?
20 years.
20 years, almost my age.
Yeah.
almost.
Right.
And Tim started out as a, what were you, planting the seeds in the fields and everything?
Not quite that. Not quite that
Well,
hard.
it seems
but
like
I
I've
started-
known you since then.
We've known each other a very long time.
Long time. No, actually, Tim is a high executive with a company called Altadis, which most of you are probably not familiar with, but you will be very familiar with their lines of cigars, which are manufactured in various countries in Central America, and his parent corporation has a lot to do with the Cuban cigar industry, but I'll let Tim talk about that. He is the key account manager of all the key accounts. So I guess the fact he's here, we must be a key account. I'll let him explain what that means. He'll also explain a little bit more about the cigar we're smoking. So without further ado, I will turn the mic over to Tim.
Yay.
Yay, Ted.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me. Cigar Time, I watched it the last couple of weeks. It's a very interesting show. If you want to learn and gain knowledge on cigars, this is the place to be. I will say that from the bottom of my heart.
Well, how's the comedy?
Not the Norway show.
Not the Norway show.
How's the comedy? Are you?
The comedy is good. The comedy is good. All right.
Oh,
What-
man, you
what
really
com-
want an order.
No, I don't want no, I don't want an order, but the comedy is
What
very
comedy?
good.
Now you realize we are not trained professionals.
No, all right. Everybody's professional in what they're trying to do. They're getting better every day at what they're trying to accomplish in life.
Absolutely.
We're professional smokers.
Professional smokers, exactly.
Spoken like
That's
a
us.
key account manager.
So tell us a little bit about yourself.
My name is Tim Person. I've been with Altadis a little bit over 20 years. I started out as a salesman, working in the Philadelphia region. Art was one of my original customers years ago. He's been a good friend, a great mentor. I definitely learned a lot more about cigars than I would have learned if I would have not have known Art. Great guy, and
Wow.
definitely a credit to the industry, to the brick and mortar side. A true pioneer. Altadis is a company that I work for, Altadis USA. There is an Altadis USA and an Altadis SA. Altadis USA, we produce Monte Cristo, Romeo and Juliet, H. Upton, Don Diego, Trinidad, Onyx, St. Louis Ray, and a plethora of other brands. We have factories in the Dominican Republic, Tabacalera de Garcia, and Florida de Copan, along with other interests in some other factories that produce some other cigars from around the world. We're one of the world's largest cigar companies in the United States and worldwide. Our parent company also owns distribution rights to Habano cigars outside of the United States. Today we're going to be talking about the Romeo and Juliet cabinet selection. This cigar is a very unique blend because it's the only Cameroon Romeo since the mid-90s. The last Cameroon Romeo that was made was 1997, 1998. So when we launched this, it was an idea to bring a little bit of history back, but at the same time to be a little bit different. The taste profile is a medium bodied. On a scale of 10, I would say about 7.2, 7.3 in taste and flavor. A little bit of a sweet taste with the Cameroon wrapper, which is from Cameroon, West Africa. The binder is from Nicaragua. The filler is of 3 countries, Nicaragua, Dominican, and Peru. Today we're doing a great special with the original retail price of $220. A special price today for our guys here, $99.95.
My heart stopped.
$9.95 per cigar. It's fine.
It's a box 22. What really makes it interesting is though, this cigar was originally placed in only 100 stores. Came in a cabinet of a box 20. Okay, so if you were one of the top retailers in the United States, you may have seen this. Over the years, we originally did 4 lines: the Romeo and Julieta, the Trinidad, Monte Cristo, and Portolaga cabinet selections. Again, it was unique really small batch, only sold to the better retailer brick and mortar stores in the United States. As time went on, we decided to expand the line, and it is sold through very well. But at this time, we're looking and making some other great cigars. So we talked to Art about a year ago, and he decided to make a strong investment in continuing the cigar as long as it was being made at the time. So again, he's one of the only guys in this area that's going to be running this special. $220 for a regular box of 22, special today of $99.95. You can't beat that price.
No.
And how long are we running that?
While supplies
supplies
last.
last.
But they're not going to last real long at that price.
What do you have to do to get it?
Ah.
Ooh.
I don't know. What do you have to do?
Go on our
You have to go to
website.
your website,
Ah.
which is cccigars.com.
That's
CCigars.com.
Cigars.com.
Oh, I say that really nice.
And
Yeah, you should do it all the time.
Yeah.
You'll see an explanation of the cigar and the special, and of course you have to print out your coupon or save it to your smartphone, bring it into any of our stores, any of our 9 stores, and you get this phenomenal deal. 22 cigars, normally $220, and now it's under $100, which is a phenomenal savings.
Yeah.
Yes.
Scott, where are all those 9 stores?
knew
I'm
you were
losing
gonna ask
track.
me that. I'm sitting there thinking, I'm like, all right, let's get rid
I
of it.
can't keep track of it
We should
all.
ask Tim if he knows where they are.
Yeah. I think there's,
Yeah, I know where most of your stores are.
I know there's one in Colmar. Other than that, Reading, Colmar, Horsham, Oxford Valley, Phoenixville, Westchester, Fraser, Freehold, and Ludwig's Corner or Glenmore.
Or Chester Springs.
Wow, that's pretty good.
I think
That's a lot
you
to
got.
remember.
wanna say
That's all
Malvern.
9.
Well, Malvern is the area.
Malvern.
Oh, okay.
No, Malvern is actually the city. Fraser's the area.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's very confusing.
Why did I'm sitting here thinking he's going to ask me where all these stores are. I know it. I'm like, all right.
Yeah. Where are you going to know?
And remember, these are boxes of 22.
Right.
We give you those extra 10% and the big discount. What else can you tell us about this cigar?
What else I can tell you about the cigar? It's very hard to come by now with the production being the way it was. It wasn't really overly produced, and it was, concentrated on brick and mortar. You basically cornered the market on it in the Philadelphia area.
Well, then maybe
Is it
we
still in
shouldn't sell them so cheap. Maybe we should. Maybe $99.95 is way too cheap.
So I keep telling you, dude.
Maybe we should
They
raise
can't do
it.
anything now. I mean,
Well,
The word is out.
yeah.
The word is out, Art. I think it's a great opportunity for
over.
people to go out and buy the
We
cigar.
start the show over.
yeah, let's start over. Let's make it
$109.95.
$129.95.
Is this still? It's not in production anymore.
No, this isn't in
No.
production anymore. It is not.
Once they're gone, they're gone.
Once they're
Wow.
gone,
Once
they're
they're gone,
gone.
they're gone.
I just love when you say
It's basically
cornering
like a
the
limited
market.
edition.
Yeah.
Cornering the market. Music to my ears. Kind of goes right in there with that profit thing. But at these prices, we're not making a
Yeah,
huge
not
profit.
yeah.
Well, one thing I've learned about Art over the last 15 years since I've known him, he's often imitated but never duplicated.
Thank God for small things.
No kidding.
And I say that from the heart.
That was
Talk about small batch.
Wow.
Well, I think we all should go around the table and have everybody talk about this cigar, what they, how they feel about it. We'll start with Paul.
Well, first of all, I too love Cameroon wrappers, and I think this is a superb one. It's got that perfect little bit of white pepper and sweetness to it, and that just works beautifully. With the extra edge that the Nicaraguan gives it, and the creaminess from the Dominican, and a kick from the Peruvian, which tends to be stronger stuff, it is a wonderful cigar.
Scott?
Took everything I was going to say.
He always does. We gotta save him for last.
Ditto.
I'm also a big fan of Cameroon wrappers. In fact,
Okay.
it's probably my favorite wrapper. I am getting that same spice and the sweetness. Almost, I want to say nutmeg, and I get that a lot from the Cameroon
Yeah.
cigars.
Yeah.
Good
it is
Cameroons.
very creamy. It's got a medium body. It's not overpowering. This is a cigar pretty much anybody can smoke.
Yep.
Very smooth. I'm loving the flavor. I'm really liking this cigar.
Yeah.
And for a Toro size, again, boatloads of smoke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boatload. Tia?
I agree with everything they said. I think it kind of has like a nice sheen on it. Do you guys see that?
I did, yeah.
Yeah, it's very beautiful.
I wanted to leave that for you to say.
I have to talk about the band. Love the band. Very classic, very simple,
Oh,
but yet
okay.
effective.
She's
The
she's
box
tough
is
on bands.
gorgeous as well too. I love the aroma that I'm getting from this. It's not a turn off, you know,
smelling cigar.
type of smell. Great cigar. Like I said, beautiful construction, a nice white ash. And that's what Cameroons do. They give off a nice white ash. So you know you got a good Cameroon when you get a white ash. That is so funny.
Well, I'm saving the Cameroon man for last year.
What can I say that hasn't been said? This is a fantastic cigar. I love Cameroon, as everyone knows. I echo the sentiments of Paul. Man, this is fantastic. The pepper, it is a white pepper. It's very good. Very nice. It's nice and spicy. The sheen is very nice on the cigar. The Peruvian, you can get that little kick to it,
Yeah.
but not overpowering. It's very smooth. It's an incredibly smooth cigar. I smoke this cigar on the golf course all the time. It's one of my go-to cigars. It's almost perfect, in my opinion. I love this cigar.
I can't wait to see what your rating is.
I would eat this cigar if I could.
I don't want to watch.
That's how I feel about the añejo. I want to eat that.
Is Peruvian typically a stronger tobacco, or
Yes,
Yeah.
except for the wrappers. Peruvian filler and especially Peruvian Ligero tends to be really potent. And there's just enough of it in here, like Rob said, not to overpower it all,
Right.
just to give it a
Just
little
a hint.
kick.
yeah,
To
I
give it
can
some strength.
feel a little tiny bit of it. Yeah,
It's got a
And
really
for-
nice aftertaste, too.
Yes.
A
Yeah.
long, creamy finish.
Right,
Very.
exactly. The finish is very...
And for those of you that smoke Romeos of other kinds, this is very different than your typical Romeo. I mean, just don't look for this to be the same as one of the others. This really has a unique character.
Yes.
What really made this unique, again, Paul, I would agree with you, would definitely be the Peruvian tobacco. We had started using Peruvian tobacco in the beginning of the early 2000s with Onyx and some of our other blends that we had great success with. And then it marinated well when they put this blend together. So they, again, incorporated it with the other type of tobaccos. So it gives it tobaccos from 4 countries, which is very unique in today's society.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Can you say that there's your typical Romeo flavor or cigar anymore? Because I think Altadis with the Romeo, the Monte Cristo, the H. Upmann has really done, in my opinion, a great job of taking the old tried and true brands and really expanding them.
Yeah.
And
making them all taste different.
Yeah, with
Yeah,
the
yeah.
they happen to have another one here with the Romeo, the R&J, the Romeo by Romeo.
Right.
I mean, they really
Reserve
even-
Real.
Yeah, even
Yeah.
with some of the Monte Cristo brands, they've really branched out.
Well, we're
Really
going to
nice
get into
job.
that in just a few minutes with Tim.
Okay,
I'm
then.
saving that. My opinion of a cigar is, please, there's a limit to none to a customer. I want them all,
You already have them all.
but I want to keep them, so forget the price.
Yeah,
All right, 2 to a customer. That's it. And while supplies last.
yeah.
Get there before I do, or there'll be no supplies left. So I guess it's rating time?
Remember, this is out of 5.
Yeah. 0 to 5.
0 to 5.
Miss Tia?
I'm going to say 4.90.
Wow.
I can't go
yeah.
perfect. I'm sorry.
Wow.
Wow,
That-
you just...
for her, that's just
Yeah,
unbelievable.
Really? Yeah, how
Thank you.
about it?
Rob?
I got to go the same thing, 4.90.
Just
It's
love it
almost
when
a
he
per-
agrees with
Yeah,
me.
it's almost a perfect cigar. I love this cigar. I really do.
Paul?
485.
Oh, you have to make me calculate.
So yeah, 4.75.
Oh, now you're really busting my nose. Well, I don't know if I can ask you to rate your own cigar, but go ahead, take a shot at it. Because you smoke a lot of stuff. You smoke other people's stuff as well, occasionally, just to
course.
do field studies and tests and stuff like that, right?
Of course. Well, everybody says the word cigar aficionado. What does that mean? I think a true aficionado is somebody who looks to find every day a better cigar than what they smoked yesterday. That's my personal opinion.
I like that.
I would say this would be probably a 4.7.
Okay, all right. I mean, to a man that smokes everything from around the world, that's a hell of a rating.
Yes.
I give it a 4.8, solid 4.8, and this is a solid 4.8. So, I mean, it's one of the highest ratings I think we've ever given a
Yeah,
cigar.
absolutely. Yeah.
It is, you know, I had not smoked one of these in a very, very long time, and I had frankly forgotten what it tasted like, and this is just an unbelievable cigar.
Yeah, it's dynamite cigar.
Okay, so enough about that. What I'd like to explore, since we're honored to have Tim with us today, some of the other brands that Altadis or Altadis, or I'm still to this day
How do you
can't.
say it?
Altadis.
Altadis, okay.
Altadis
Altadis.
USA.
Let's talk about, we have some time left, let's talk about some of the other brands and maybe some of the new things that have come out recently. And
Sure. Recently, we had the number 3 cigar in the United States in 2012, Cigar Aficionado, which was the Romeo by Romeo, which was a great cigar. It was Ecuadorian Habano wrapper, Dominican binder, Dominican filler. Great cigar, has done very well for us. The H-Up and Legacy, which has also done very well for us, is blended out of Honduras. The new ROIJ, which Scott showed you, is a Nicaraguan Porto. What's interesting, what we've been doing at Altus is we have a team of about 8 to 10 guys that get together 3 to 4 times a year, and women, but they're all from different aspects of the company. They have guys from the box plant, guys from marketing, guys from the leaf department, people from our Honduran factory. They all come together and they work on these blends. So it is actually a team effort and that has been working for us to produce these great blends of the old time classics.
I smoked recently, your rep brought in, Ryan, a Vega Fina something or another.
A Vega Fina Simoon.
Good.
Vega,
Like you can pronounce that.
yeah, Vega Fina Simoon
Pretty good cigar.
was originally released in 2010. It was a small batch cigar for us of about 25 to 30,000 cigars. It was such a hit and we had such a request for it, we decided to make it a brick and mortar only cigar line. What's really interesting about Vega Fina, it was launched in the late 90s as a world brand in Barcelona, Spain. Once this came about, we started selling the cigar more and more around the world, and it's a world brand, of course, the #1 selling non-Cuban cigar in Spain, and it's done very well for us in the United States. The Simoon, which makes it different, is again, it's a brick and mortar only at a very reasonable price.
Yeah.
And Cigars have them in all 9 locations.
Well, thank you for the plug.
And Scott, where are those? No.
He can't do it.
Pennsylvania, New Jersey.
I got to say, it's a great cigar.
It's actually getting more complex.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, I believe the RYJ cabinet selection is a very complex cigar, again, with the different blends from the countries from around the world and Central America. It's very interesting how it comes together to marinate in your mouth and taste.
Yeah, it actually has like
That's
some
2 words we
crystals in the ash.
Marinate?
2 words he put out there that we have to do glossary, look them up. Marinate and, what was it, plethora, he said the other day.
Plethora.
A
lot.
I know what it means, I'm just saying. you know, throw it
Plenty
out there.
of.
I'm telling you, you got a whole list of stuff, man.
I still like profit. All right, so throw some more at us.
Well, you have the Legacy as H-Up and Legacy. You have the what I call our sleeper line is it does well, but it's always kind of flew under the radar. Was the St. Louis Ray.
that is.
Love
St.
that
Louis Ray
one.
Gen
now.
2.
That's
St.
Gen
Louis Ray
2.
Gen 2
Yes.
was a cigar that we came out with last year. Is again an Ecuadorian Sumatra wrapper, Nicaraguan and Honduran filler. A good medium-bodied blend. Comes in big sizes, 6x60, 54, and then a 56. So I think if you guys experiment with something like that, it's a great golf cigar. Or if you're looking for something just to enjoy, that's a
We
nice
had that on
follow-up
the
cigar.
show
Yeah, we did that,
Yeah.
we rated that.
A couple weeks.
Yeah, a few
Yeah,
weeks ago. You
a
got
while
a great,
ago, yeah.
good rating
And that's
as
another
well.
one of my golf cigars, so
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
fantastic.
Well, one of the 2 favorites that you guys come out with recently was the other Romeo and also the Epic.
The Epic.
The Epic is
The Epic
just,
is fantastic,
Yeah.
too.
it's not inexpensive, but man, people do not shy away from that cigar.
No.
It's so good.
Now, the Epic is a very unique cigar. Again, that's an Ecuadorian Habano wrapper. Binder filler is a 65% Nicaraguan. We also have the Monte by Monte Cristo, which recently just received
Yes.
I like that.
That
one
one
a
is
lot.
good.
That's good. It recently just received a 92 rating
Right.
in Cigar Aficionado. That comes in 4 sizes. That's also a great blended cigar. They really did a great job with that one.
Now, Tim, the last few years, there has been a trend toward bigger and fatter cigars.
Yes.
Does that continue, or do you see that abating a bit?
Well, I don't know, Art. I'm seeing 80s and 70s on
I
the
know.
shelf, so I mean,
It's unbelievable to me.
I don't. Again, I mean, the biggest cigar I ever smoked was a 70. I had lockjaw for about a week.
Yeah, I was
after
just
that.
going to say, you can lock it.
It's a very interesting concept. I mean, me personally, it burns very cool. It's a long smoke. Myself, I'm preferable to a 46 or 48 myself, old school. But again, if you like something big and you enjoy it, go for it.
There are some big
We do
cigars.
saw a lot of those.
Yeah.
Oh
Come
yeah,
out with the
definitely
90s.
the
Who can come
the
out with a 90?
80.
I don't know.
Oh, I don't think I would want to try that.
Well, I think this
not.
trend of bigger, fatter cigars will have more legs than when they were a few years back selling the, I call them stubby type cigars.
Yes.
I won't get into the names and everything, but a cigar that's that's like a 3.5 by 60. I mean, I just don't get that. You know.
I think when people want to spend their hard-earned money on a cigar, and it's like a 60, 70, or 80 ring gauge, they want to smoke it for a while. You know, and again, nothing against anything that was like out years ago or recently. That's a person's choice on what they want to smoke. I think if you're smoking a 6x60 or a 70 or an 80, if you go to an 80,
Jeez.
you know, you want a 6-inch cigar, 5-inch cigar. You know, you're working hard for your money. So when you come into a great shop like yours, all 9 of them, you know, you want to.
My man.
You want to you know, spend your money in a great place, and at the same time get your money's worth. And the cigars, you do get that.
I like the 80. I always have one in my car, just in case of emergency. In case
Hit somebody over the head with.
tries to hijack the car or something.
See, I never got those real short, fat cigars because by the time you're getting to where the sweet spot should be,
You're
the
almost
cigar's
done.
over.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think a lot of those short, fat cigars have enough length to them to really develop the complex taste that the blend, you know, a fat cigar has a pretty good blend to it.
The premise was always that if the last 3 inches of a cigar is
Yeah.
the sweet spot,
Right.
just take the last,
Just last
3
3
inches.
inches, right.
But that's
But
not
that
really,
premise doesn't
no,
work
doesn't-
because the only reason the last 3 inches are good is because of the 3 or 4 inches that came before it.
True.
Right,
Yeah,
exactly.
I like the beginning. I mean, the best taste I get is when I first light the cigar.
Right.
The first
Me
like,
too.
inch
I
is my
agree.
favorite part.
Yeah.
It's interesting how people have the different conceptions
Yeah.
of what's the best and what's not. You smoke a Churchill, you get to the middle, that's the sweet spot. Sweet spot. A lot of times that I find in some of the test panels that I've done with people, you know, they go for the magic inch. You know, you know, the magic inch usually tells whether you're going to like it or not. But again, that can be a misconception. I've smoked some blends where, you know, you get to the back end of the cigar, it's great. You know, some people front load their cigars, you know, with more tobacco.
More
They get that
tobacco, yeah.
pungent taste when you first light it. You get a little bit of aroma, you know, a little bit of different things. But I think it's to each his own on which and how you like it.
Yeah, I also think that's what's so cool and unique about cigars is that each one has a different blend to it, and
Correct.
that the master blender has a different idea of what they want to do, what they want
Right.
to accomplish.
Very
Well,
true.
let me stop us here because we're running out of.
I was going to just ask one question. Tim, what would you pair this with?
What would I pair that with?
Yeah.
I would pair that probably with a nice Pinot Grigio.
I was
wine.
thinking
Something,
wine.
something
You know.
crisp.
I was
Yeah,
thinking
something.
wine.
I mean, I think the red would mask it too much.
Yeah.
You know, I used to drink a wine called Pinotage, which is a South African grape,
South African,
and that to me that would go well with this. Nothing on a heavy red though. My personal opinion.
Well, if you'll honor us to come back in a few weeks to continue this, because we're running out of time right now, we would be pleased to have you back.
All right, you know, you've always been one of my favorite guys in the industry, and I would be more than happy to help you do anything.
Thank you very much for the compliment. I guess it's time for us to say a quick goodbye.
Smoke often and smoke happy.
Real quick, no offense, Tim. Los Blancos in Horsham this Saturday, and Colmar, 12 to 3 and 4 to 8.
See?
Bye-bye for now.
Bye, Mom.
Ciao for now, everybody.
As always, thank you very much for your viewership, and thank you very much for your patronage, and we'll see you next week.
Thanks,
Bye-bye. And
thank you
to
to
Tim.
Thank you, Tim.
Thank you.